So we start our article by saying the FIFA World Cup final will take place in Moscow. Now we use that word final here to mean the final game of the competition, or to use the word from yesterday, tournament, where the two best teams will play each other and the winners will get the World Cup.
世足杯的 final 决赛呢会在莫斯科举行。那决赛这个字呢，除了用今天看到的 final 之外，也可以用我们昨天看到的 tournament 这个字。It will take place in Moscow.
Yep, that's right. Now we use this verb or phrasal verb take place just then. And we use take place to mean to happen, to occur, stuff like that. And we generally use it to say when or where something will happen. Like the party will take place at 7 p.m. It will take place in the restaurant, and so on.
So to take place 代表的是举行、发生，也就是 happen 或是 occur 的意思。So Moscow must be an important city in Russia.
You're quite right, because next we see that this, meaning Moscow, is Russia's capital, and there are many things to see and do there. So a country's capital is its most important city, and it's where the government buildings are found. It's often the biggest city in the country, but that's not always true. For example, Canberra is the capital of Australia, but it's much smaller than Sydney, Melbourne, or Brisbane. Another example of capital is to say, of course, Taipei is the capital of Taiwan.
And where is the capital of the UK?
It is London.
London, 伦敦 ，capital 就是首都的意思啦。那莫斯科呢是俄罗斯的首都，在那边当然有很多可以看、可以做的事情。What are the things that we can see and do in Moscow?
Yes, let's take a look. The article says there are beautiful buildings like St. Basil's Cathedral. A cathedral is a big and very important church. Okay, so it is a kind of building. Let's learn more about that noun, building, here. It's spelt B-U-I-L-D-I-N-G, building, and it's today's first word power word. So a building is a structure with walls and a roof, such as a house, a factory, a school, and all the kinds of things like that. So we could say, this old building was a church 100 years ago. Now it's a museum. This old building was a church 100 years ago. Now it's a museum.
Building 这个名词呢是建筑物的意思。那如果我们把字尾的 ing 拿掉，我们可以看到动词 build 就是建造。那我们例句说啊，这栋古老的建筑物100年前是一座教堂，现在呢它是一座博物馆。那文章告诉我们呢，在莫斯科有很多漂亮的建筑物，像圣巴索大教堂就是其中之一。我们看到 cathedral 这个字，它是大教堂的意思哦，规模比 church 大上很多。
And here's more about why St. Basil's Cathedral is so beautiful. The article says, the cathedral's brightly coloured towers look like flames. Now here we're using the adjective coloured. If something is coloured, it means something has a colour. This is a red coloured shirt. And we're modifying coloured with the adverb brightly. So what we mean is that St. Basil's towers, that's the top bits, have very bright colours.
圣巴索大教堂为什么如此美丽呢？因为教堂的2座颜色亮丽的高塔呢，就像是火焰一样伫立在那边。那我们看到 colored 这个形容词啊，它是由 color 加上 ed 变过来的。那我们文章中还看到 brightly 这个副词用来修饰 colored 这个形容词。We're also saying that they look like flames, right?
That's right. Flames are the hot, glowing parts of a fire. It's actually where the gas is burning. Now, flames are usually red or orange or yellow, but they could be blue or green or white as well. It depends on what kind of gas is burning. And when we talk about flames, what we mean is the bit of a fire you can see.
哦、so flames 就是火焰的意思啦。Where can I see this beautiful cathedral in Moscow, Pat?
Well, next we get that answer. We see that St. Basil's Cathedral is on Red Square. Now, Red Square is a big public square in Moscow with lots of history.
圣巴索教堂呢位于红场，那红场呢是一个具有丰富历史的公共广场。What else can we see on Red Square?
Yes, that's right. St. Basil's Cathedral isn't the only building there. The article also says the Kremlin is across from it.
哦，克里姆林宫就在红场的对面。Now we need to know what the 克里姆林宫 is.
Yes, the Kremlin. We see from the article that the leader of Russia works here. So it's kind of like the sort of government offices where he will go. Sometimes you can live there, but I don't think the leader of Russia does right now. But let's understand what we mean by leader by taking a look at that word, the noun leader, L-E-A-D-E-R, leader, which is our next word power word. So a leader is someone who is responsible for or in control of a group, organization, a country, and so on. Here we're talking about a country's leader, so like a president or something. Here's another example. Tsai Ing-wen became the leader of Taiwan in 2016. Tsai Ing-wen became the leader of Taiwan in 2016.
Leader 这个字呢是领袖的意思。那我们例句说啊，蔡英文女士呢在2016年的时候成为了台湾的领袖。那如果我们把字尾er 去掉，我们就看到 lead 这个动词，它是带领、领导。那原来啊，克里姆林宫呢是俄罗斯的行政总部，也就是俄罗斯的 president 总统普丁工作的地方。
Okay, so that's some of these nice buildings. What else does Moscow have to offer? The next paragraph begins, Moscow is also very green.
文章接下来告诉我们呢，莫斯科也非常绿，也就是呢，它的绿化工作做得很好。How so?
Well, we learn that trees and other plants cover over 40% of the city.
Oh, that's why. 树木和植物呢，占了整座城市的40%的面积。
We also see that Moscow has 96 parks and 18 public gardens. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So a garden, of course, is a place for plants and trees. Houses often have gardens, but those are private. What's a public garden? We can look at that by checking out our next word power word, the adjective public. P-U-B-L-I-C. Public. If something is public, it means it's owned by the government, not by a private company, and so everyone can use it. Here's an example. Everyone can borrow books from the public library. Everyone can borrow books from the public library.
Public 这个形容词呢，当做公用的、公共的来解释。那例句说到啊，每个人都可以在公共图书馆里面借阅图书。Public library 就是公共图书馆的意思。那我们说到呢，莫斯科有96座公园，还有18个公共花园。They make me want to visit the city more.
Yeah, it would be really nice to be in those places. Next, the article says there is even a large forest inside the city.
Forest.
Not quite this forest, but close. It's time for another word power. It's this one. It is the noun forest, which you might be able to read on my shirt. It's F-O-R-E-S-T, forest. Let's explain what it means. So a forest is a large area of land that is covered with trees. Here's an example. Jenny wants to go camping in a forest next weekend. Jenny wants to go camping in a forest next weekend.
Forest 这个名词呢是森林。那我们例句说啊 ，Jenny 下个周末呢想要去森林里露营。And forest is also the team you support. It's on your shirt.
That is right. Now we have this name, Nottingham Forest, because we started playing at a place called the Forest Park.
Oh, that's why.
Yep, and there are also some big beautiful and quite famous forests near where I come from. Okay, let's get back to the article. It says, people can have a great vacation in Moscow as they enjoy the soccer. Now here, we're using the word as to mean at the same time that something else is happening. So we could say, as I was leaving work, it began to rain, and other sentences like that.
as 它代表的是当点点点的时候，也就是 when 的意思啦。那文章最后说到呢，当人们在莫斯科享受看足球赛的时候呢，也可以顺便有一段美好的假期。You like to say soccer or football?
I will prefer to say football, but I'll say soccer for you guys.
其实呢，在英式英文里头啊，他们用的是 football， 那在美式英文当中呢，用的是 soccer， 那指的都是同样的一种球类。And that brings us to the end of the second part of today's article. So it's time to go to today's match box, and we'll go to review time after that.